Hello, 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 everyone. See, I've snuck in early because I was late last time. I've snuck in early today. Hello, hello. So let's just welcome in. We've got Ursula, we've got Ashley, Sunflower Ashley, we've got Bridget, Margie, Geraldine. Hello, hello, Miss Jeannie. Hello, Diane. Hello, everybody in the chat. And we all know why we're here today, because today's the day that I interview our beautiful Jeanette from DOY Creations. And just a few little things. I want to welcome everybody in who's watching the replay. Thank you so much for coming here today. Also, guys, I'm going to be concentrating on, as I say every interview, I'm going to be concentrating on Jeanette. I will keep an eye on the chat. Please don't be offended if I don't greet everybody as you come in, but welcome, 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 everybody. I do appreciate being here. Don't forget the thumbs up. That would be awesome. But so I'm going to actually bring up Jeanette and we can get started and let's see what we can find out from our Jeanette, shall we? She is actually a very inspirational and a motivator too. So let's bring up Jeanette. Hello, Miss Jeanette. How are you?
Hello. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hello, everyone in the chat. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Welcome in. So this is going to be kind of, an hour long, and but just for everybody in the chat, I'm sure that some people are aware of who you are, but if you can just tell us a little bit about yourself, with your crafting and crochet and that. If you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. So my name is, as you can see in the title, my name is Jeanette, and I also is known by Soraya. I am a crocheter and a jewelry maker. I have not learned to knit as of yet. Linda, you will be my teacher once I decide to grab those knitting needles. So I really enjoy my craft. It's a way for me to escape. It's very therapeutic. So yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I think it is it helps with mental health as well, doesn't it? Our crafting, it's something that's always there, and it helps us to get over things that go on in our day-to-day lives, over sadness and other things like that. Welcome in, everybody. So and kind of as yourself, I really enjoy it too. And it's lovely being part of this community. So we'll go on to the question, shall we, Miss Jeanette? Are you ready?
Yes, I
am. Okay. Woo-hoo. So my first question is, what was the deciding factor for you to start your channel? So what was that thing that thought, right, I'm going to hit that button. I'm going to hit that YouTube button. What was it that, what was the deciding factor for you?
I watched YouTube for a few years. Mm-hmm. And I used to always practice on my camera to do a YouTube channel, because when I started watching YouTube, some of the channels that I was watching, the ladies was just so inspirational, so motivational, and so helpful, right? And I was like, well, you know what? I've been doing crocheting for a while. I wonder what anybody would like to hear or see what I'm making. And so after watching YouTube for so many years, I was watching one time OVW from One Virtuous Woman. And she had this series called Fresh Off the Hook. And I used to always imagine myself being part of that Fresh Off the Hook. I was like, man, I would love to do it. So I would rehearse all the time doing Fresh Off the Hook. I would sing her theme song. I would do everything. And so in December of 2017, I decided that, you know what, I'm just gonna give it a try. I didn't have any expectations other than I just want to just be a part of what they doing. So
Yeah.
watching One Virtuous Woman, Bob Wilson, 123 channels like that really was a deciding factor for me to go ahead and just push the button. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of us in the chat and me, are so grateful that you did. So, yay, Miss Jeanette.
Sometimes you feel like, when you're watching YouTube, you think that, oh, they already doing that, or theirs
Mhm.
look better than mine. They're more experienced. What do I have to offer? And, I realized that maybe it can be your personality or something about your character that draws people to you. So that's what made me think that, can I add to it? I wanted to be an additional person to be
Yeah,
on YouTube, Yeah.
yeah, definitely, definitely. So what was the first thing that you ever crocheted? Can you remember what the first thing that you ever crocheted, and do you still have it?
The first thing I ever crocheted, and it's a story behind this because I love story time, but the first thing I ever crocheted was a hat for my husband. But do I still have it? I don't think he does because it was so long ago. It's been so long ago. I don't believe he still have it, but it was a crochet hat, and I do have a story behind
Ooh,
that.
you
And
gonna
huh?
you gonna share?
I had a really, really good friend, and I shared this before, but if anybody on here knew who never heard this story before, I had a really good friend who crocheted, and she crocheted beautifully. And my husband used to always purchase her hats. And I was like, you know what? I want to make my own husband's these hats. And so after so many purchases of her hats, I asked the young lady, can she teach me how to crochet, because I wanted to make my own husband his hats. So that's how I really start crocheting, because of that.
Oh, lovely. Oh, that's really nice. So,
Yes.
what is your favorite items to crochet? What really um ignites your fire, kind of thing, that you really, really enjoy crocheting?
The thing that really sparks my interest is when I'm making garments. I
Hmm.
love to make wearables.
Yeah,
And the reason why I love to make wearables is because it challenges me.
yeah,
It challenged me to be creative. It excites me because I would like to see how it's going to turn out. I love making wearables that is I can wear it more than one type of way, one kind of way.
yeah,
So, ponchos and, different things like that. I try to take it to the next level of not just a regular poncho. What can I do to make this poncho a little bit more exciting? And so I would just add different stitches, add different items to the poncho, and then I would play around with how I'm wearing the poncho. So
yeah,
anybody that knows me, when I do a crochet outfit of the day, I never stick to just one way of wearing that item. I like to make things that is doable ways to wear it, and then it is exciting. And then once someone purchase it or get something from me, and I think it's because the way that I maneuver my pieces adds interest, and I love making wearables because of that fact. I have the vision kind of like in my head, and
yeah,
then I'm excited. I'm anxious now. Oh, which way this is going to go? I can't wait till it finishes so I can see the end result. So that keeps you exciting, and that keeps you being more creative. Not
yeah,
that I don't enjoy making hats, scarves, and cows and things like that. But when I make wearables, it really excites me. See, I'm getting excited because I got a vision right now of something that I could be making
Yeah.
that's unique and just beautiful. So garments, wearables is my number one.
Yeah, I have to agree. I love making my garments as
Yeah.
my garments and wearables as well. And do you have a favorite yarn weight, or do you like using an assortment of yarn? What would
Uh,
be your go-to yarn?
well, I'll be honest with you, and a lot of people might disagree. My favorite yarn to go to is Red Heart.
Yeah,
I When I first start crocheting, that was the yarn I always purchased, whether it's Red Heart with Love, whether it was just regular Red Heart. That is what I got introduced by, was Red Heart. So
yeah.
red, even though it's lots of, oh my goodness, I don't even know how many beautiful yarns there are out there.
Oh no.
However, I always find myself going back to my beginnings, which is Red Heart. So Red Heart 4-ply yarn. I prefer a 4-ply yarn because when I'm working with something, I feel like the project is gonna go along very quickly. If
Yeah.
if I use the 4-ply, I'm not really a thinner yarn type of person.
No.
Anytime I get thin yarn, I have to add other yarn to it.
Add other yarn, yeah.
Yeah, you guys who love that thin yarn, kudos to you. But give
I
me, give me 4-ply.
Yeah, I must admit I'm a 1, 2, and a 3 weight
I can't. I
gal.
can't. I tried it because I get a lot of Happy Mail, and a lot of the yarn is the 1, 2, and 3. I can do 3, but 1 and 2 makes me nervous. I promise you, it makes me nervous. And I always use that with my 4. And then I said, okay, what can I create using this yarn along with that yarn? So 4-ply, 5-ply, bulky yarn, those are my favorite yarns.
Yeah.
Not that I have anything against the thinner yarn.
No, I mean we all have. I mean, and that's what it's all about, really. I mean, Hobby Lobby or Joann's, Michaels, or any shops in the UK, they've got to give that variety because we all like different weight of yarns. We all like different textures. There's acrylic. There's so many different genre of yarn out there now, isn't it? That
Yes,
they've got
yes,
to what's the word I'm looking for? They've got to cater for everybody's taste.
yeah, yeah. And I appreciate that. I think that's the beauty of it. When I first started crocheting, because I was just used to Red Heart yarn, I was kind of afraid to try other yarn. Before I started YouTube, I would have never purchased a hank.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what a hank was.
Yeah.
That terminology of a hank. YouTube introduced me to so many variations of different yarns because I was so one dimension. Give me Red Heart, give me 4-ply. That's it. I'm not trying anything else. So YouTube really broadened me and taught me a lot about a lot of different yarns that I have never experienced. So I'm really enjoying experiencing all the different texture of yarn, all the different styles of yarn. I'm really enjoying the process, but I will always go back to my first love, Red Heart.
Yeah. I can't even cripes, I can't even remember. I think it was Cedar here in the UK was my very first yarn that I used.
What size is it? What size is that?
A 3 weight.
A 3-weight. Okay.
And since I've joined, the community, that broadened my horizons. That 2 and 1 I love. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've worked with a 5 weight and I've worked with a 4 weight, but I always go back to the 3, 2 and 1 weight yarn.
Is that because you enjoy crocheting with the thinner yarn or knitting? Which one do you like? Both?
For both of them, and yeah, I enjoy both. And when I learned to crochet, I obviously learned with thread. So, you know, that kind of, but I never realized the vast amount of different weight, texture of yarn.
And I share this also when you mentioned thread yarn. OVW used to make beautiful earrings using thread.
Yeah.
And that's when I got introduced to thread. So I would buy thread yarn for one purpose, and that was to make jewelry. She
Yeah.
used to always get the thread yarn, and I was like, okay, now I'm being introduced to thread yarn.
Yeah.
Besides threading my clothes, like sewing something if it rips. That's the only how we use like a thread type of
Yeah.
yarn. But YouTube University taught me that I can take that same yarn and make beautiful jewelry out of it. So
Yeah.
that was a great addition.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Excited
so
about
many.
that.
Yeah, and YouTube is kind of like a mine of information for all topics, not only,
Yes.
you know, for our community, but every topic out there. All you have to
Yes.
do is put something
That's
in
it.
the
I'm
space
telling you.
bar. I am how to change a tire.
How to make a tire.
Yes,
YouTube
yeah,
University. I'm telling you, this university is amazing. Anything, if your sink is plugged, they would tell you how to unplug it. If your I don't care what it is, somebody on YouTube is going to show you. And let me share this while we're in the process of sharing. I That was another reason why I wanted to get onto YouTube. What I love about YouTube was I was like, people don't mind sharing their patterns. They don't mind sharing where they got clearance yarn at. They don't mind sharing. And that blew my mind because I was in a place where everything was so secretive. It was
yeah,
like you had to know, if you didn't know, you had to learn how to kind of figure it out for yourself. And YouTube was a opportunity to learn so much, like jewelry making or knitting and crocheting. And I was like, they don't mind doing this. I just thought that was just amazing to me. I was like, if you want to build a house, type in build house on YouTube, and they'll show you how to build the house as well.
yeah. Yeah,
It's amazing.
I know the things that you can find is just mind blowing. And Ursula said something about they even teach you how to boil rice.
They do. They will. There's a right way and there's a wrong way.
Yeah,
So they will teach you the right way. Now, their way doesn't necessarily have to be your way, but
no,
it's still good information, right?
yeah, yeah, definitely, especially for students who are who are living away from home for the first time, you know, and
Yeah.
go to cook a meal and they haven't got a clue.
They don't have a clue. They don't even have a clue. They don't even have a clue on how long these Roman noodles really do need to sit in the microwave. So YouTube University will teach you that.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Yes, I love it. Linda, your first question was what made me do it? It was things like that. And the thing about it is the list goes on and on and on. And then you have so many people that would encourage you to push that button. Like, don't be afraid. Someone, want to see you. Someone wants to learn from you. And when I started YouTube and doing tutorials, because it was my way of giving back. Linda, when I tell you I did a awful job with doing tutorials, and when people would compliment me, I said, really? Even I don't even understand. I'm like, I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm confusing myself. And then I start getting real criticism, okay? And they would tell me, you positioning your camera wrong because I didn't know how to position my
Yeah,
camera so that you only see my hand in the work. You used to see my upper body. I'm like, who wants to see my upper body in a tutorial? But the way I was positioning my camera, it was, in the wrong way. So I just typed in YouTube how to, actually record a tutorial. And I felt that the camera is not supposed to be on you, Jeanette. It's supposed to be only on the merchandise. I said,
I
so
know.
I learned that. I didn't know. I really didn't
Yeah.
know
I mean,
how
and
to
it's
position
trial
it.
and error, isn't it? And kind of, even today, I mean, I've been, I still get it wrong sometimes. Sometimes my hands will come out from and they'll say, well, what are you doing, Linda? And they can see some of it, and it's like in and out like this.
Yeah. It's but you know what? Because we got a little experience with it, we'll be like, oh, my fault. I wasn't in the camera, because really I'm just trying to finish that stitch or that
Yeah.
row. And I
Yeah.
forgot to let you see exactly what I'm doing. Like, oh, am I still recording? So editing 101.
I know. It's I don't mind doing the video. It's the editing that is mind-boggling.
Yes.
So the next question I've got for you, Jeanette, is since starting your channel, what changes have you seen in the fiber community? Since you started when you started to
Yes.
today.
Here's the thing. When I started with this fiber community, there was no community. I didn't have a community. I used to just post and watch videos, and that was it. I never actually felt like I was part of a community. It wasn't until I start doing live videos, going on to other folks' lives, that I felt like then I was part of something.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was just pre-recording, uploading it, and that was the end of that. Watch whoever that interests me, and that was that. Because I watch all types of videos. I watch cooking. I watch just all different types of video.
Yeah.
So I never felt like I was in a community until I said, you know what? I was in someone's live one time who was doing hair. And I was like, what is a live? What do you mean when you say a live video? What does that even mean? Mm-hmm. And I went to her. I was subscribed to her, and she was doing her hair, talking to her audience. And I was so intrigued by that. I was like, wow, this is a great way for your audience to engage with you and ask questions, and you engage back to your audience. And I looked on my dashboard, and I was like, there it is right there. And I decided that I'm just going to go live. And I never forget, when I went live, I was so nervous. I was so scared, not talking in front of the camera, because that's what you ultimate doing. Yeah. But I was like, is anybody going to come in and chat with me? Do anybody even care to come in and chat with me? Who wants to hear what I have to say? But when I first got a few people and they was talking, I got so excited. It really motivated me. And then I start feeling like I am now part of something. I'm part of something now.
Yes.
I'm part of the craft community, because prior to that, that was the change. Start going live. I felt like now I'm part of a community.
Yeah. And I kind of, I can't, everybody who's starting their channels, I would highly recommend attending other people's lives, because then that is kind of word of mouth. You when you're in a live, you're watching the live, you're communicating with everybody that's in the live, they're getting to know you, you're getting to know them. And it's kind of like, it's a bit like word of mouth, isn't it? But the first time I went live, I finished the live and I went and I had to strip, because I was so wet with hips. Were you the same?
Yes, I was too. I was so glad that live was over. I was like, oh my God. It was exciting and nerve-wracking all at the same time. All at the same time. So yeah, my nerves was really so. I always encourage people, that is a great way to feel like you are part of community, by going to others' lives and connecting to other fiber artists.
Definitely, definitely. And Ursula's just said, when did you first attend a live stream? Was it not long after you joined, you joined YouTube?
Yeah, I would say it was like 1 year later. It took about a year
Uh-huh.
for me to actually even participate in a live. Like I
Yeah.
said, there was no community.
No.
And what inspired me to do it, so yeah, to answer your question, it took about a year because that was the first time the person that I was subscribed to actually did a live.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, this is really awesome. And then I was watching one time OVW did a live. I say, so this is a thing. This is a whole thing here of doing live. I didn't know what it was, but once I got the hang of it, of doing it, I so much enjoy it. I so recommend it. And that's how you really connect with your audience and really feeling like there is a community for us out there. I felt like that was the growth with me as being part of a community.
Yeah, and kind of a lot of people in the chat have said, how YouTube has helped them with their depression. And we were saying before we came up on the live, it's all about your mental health and mental health well-being, and we're but what I like about it is that we support everybody, don't we? There's everybody supports each other, whether it's they need prayers or just a
True.
word of encouragement, and that goes a long, long way,
Yes,
don't you
it
think?
does. It does.
Hi everyone coming in. As you can see, I'm interviewing our wonderful you're super Jeanette today, and so welcome in. um did when lockdown hit, I mean, when lockdown, did that affect your channel, or did you notice a change in the volume of people coming to watch your videos, coming to your lives? Did you notice a
I did.
change?
It was a change for the better. It was a great change. I think when we had the lockdown, and as well as everyone was needing me or you or someone else, we all was needing one another. When
Yes.
when the lockdown happened, I noticed that I too was more on YouTube. I wanted to push out so much positivity because there was so much negativity
Negative. Yeah.
going on. And I was just, and I was feeling it. I was feeling it. I was like, I don't want to slip into and depression. I don't want to slip into anything that is not kosher for me. So
Yeah.
I noticed that more people start getting more engaged with me. I noticed more people start coming onto my live chat, being a part of the panel. They was engaging so much more. But then again, I found myself engaging so much more because I had the time to do it. I mean, we wasn't able to really, go and do the things that we usually would do. And so my numbers increased, my watch hours increased, everything increased. And I'm sure that probably happened for a lot of us because we needed a outlet. And I was so, so glad that I was part of this community, that I can have an outlet so I can laugh, I can talk, we can show stuff, we can get inspired,
Yeah.
we can keep each other lifted up in prayer, and all those type of things. I was just so neat, and I would go on my live many, many times, and I would tell you guys, okay, I need your energy. I need you to talk to me like you never talked to me before. I'm in my feelings. I don't even know what these feelings are, but I don't want them to go left field. So I would just constantly do so many lives and say, hey, talk to me, and then by time everyone was talking to me, I was feeling better and they was feeling better. So we was helping each other. So definitely, definitely, definitely the lockdown did my channel well as doing just mentally me well. And I was trying to reciprocate that so much. And I
Yeah.
think by me reciprocating that so much, everyone started calling me positive Jeanette or motivation. And that's how I got that name, because I said, you know what? this is not the time to bring anything negative, which I never do, or just, just wanted to just be uplifting. This is the
Yeah,
perfect time to do that. How about
definitely.
you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I joined the crochet community in the October of the year of lockdown.
Okay.
So, but I'd already had my channel, and I just, I would say within a couple of weeks, I just felt so much better. And I had so many friends that I'd made within that short space of time, just by watching other, other YouTubers, getting to know the community, getting to know people within the community. And when I found out about the lives, there was Granny D, and I think Ursula's was one of the first lives that I actually went up on panel, if I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
mistaken. Yeah, and Ursula and I, we just hit it off,
Yeah.
and and it's kind of come full, full circle. And kind of, I was saying in my life today, I didn't feel like I wasn't 100% this morning, and I was umming and ahhing whether to cancel today. And you know what, I'm glad I didn't, because I feel by the end of the live I felt so much better. We'd had a good giggle, a good laugh. Everybody was in the chat. Kind of it just yes, I did. I contacted Ursula. That's
Oh, you
right.
contact.
Yeah,
That's good. That's really good.
yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, and she's never been able to get rid of me since.
Yeah, that's good. That is so, that when you can make that type of genuine connection, you don't want
Yeah,
to lose that. You don't
no,
want
you
to.
don't.
So it's beautiful. Anytime that I'm seeing Ursula, I say, I know her side piece is going to be here real, her sidekick is going to be here real soon, and vice versa. So it help us to look forward to you guys. I look forward to you guys' energy. I think you and Ursula feeds off each other energy so well.
Mhm.
It was a match made to be. You guys don't overdo each other or over talk or over anything. It just be reciprocated so smoothly. I'd be like, yes, good job.
Yeah, yeah.
Good job.
And if we do, we just put a ball of yarn up there. It's my
Yes,
turn.
I haven't seen that in a long time. I have not seen you guys with that ball of yarn. I think Ursula started it, right?
Yeah,
When she wants you to stop talking. And I think V from Steals the Show and Chef
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Put the yarn." And so she
yeah.
took that idea.
Especially when we're doing the challenges, it was like
That
all
is
these
so
balls of
cool.
yarn.
That is so cool. I love it. I love it. I haven't seen that one in a while.
No, I suppose because Ursula and I are kind of like,
Yeah.
we know.
You just know. You just
Yes.
know.
Yeah. So the last question I've got for you is, what advice would you give yourself, your younger self? What advice would you give your younger self if when you were younger you wanted to start your channel?
Oh, wow. I wish I would have started younger though. I'll be honest with you. I, YouTube, I'm not for sure. I don't know if it's 2009, 2008, whenever they got started with YouTube, I never knew what a YouTube was about. I don't
Mhm.
even remember how I even found out about YouTube. I don't know how I came across YouTube. I really don't. But however, when I found out the history of YouTube when it got started, and then you do the math with your age, I was like, I was in a good place right there. I was around a lot more people that really would have supported me and all these different things. So but I think timing is everything. I think what is meant to be has to be at its appropriate time. So even though I would have liked to start it even sooner than I did, I think my timing on YouTube was perfect for a couple of years, about 1 or 2 years. I did always wanted to push that button. I never got motivated. Nobody ever told me you should push the button. So, but to answer your question, my younger self, yeah, getting started with things younger really helps you right now. But
Yeah.
I think this right now, whenever I push that button, even though I pushed the button in December, I started the channel. I didn't upload a video until January of 2018. So YouTube will show that I've been on YouTube since 2017, but actually I didn't push the button to like 2016. I didn't push the button actually recorded until 2017. But
Yeah.
I think everything starts and ends when it's supposed to. So yeah.
Yeah, my I started mine in February 2011, but mine was all mixed media, and it was dotted here, there, and everywhere, and that, and then and that. But so I think for me, my YouTube channel really come to fruition when I joined the community.
Yeah.
And I made all these lovely people on YouTube, within the community, and because when I was with the mixed media community, they're not as kind of supportive, because they're trying to do one-upmanship, whereas with the crochet community and the knitting community, the stitches have been out there many, many years. So, nobody can say, well, I designed this and it's a granny square. No, you didn't. That's been out since 1890 something or other,
Right,
and it's not
exactly.
that trying to one-upmanship everybody,
Right.
we're just everybody sharing
Yeah.
what they're doing, and kind of and it's just lovely, and that's what I really, really enjoy, people sharing with each other.
Yeah.
And that.
I agree.
And yeah, sorry, Jeanette. Yana says it also connects people around the world. I keep telling my hubby, my friend in England, my friend in Cape Town, my friend in, I've loved YouTube, even though I don't have a channel yet. And that is what it's all about. It's amazing. And Rick, my husband, when I'm on, and he'll come and he'll say, is that Ursula? Are you talking to Ursula? I say, oh, you're listening to Ursula? I say, no, this is another lady I'm listening to. But is she in South Africa? Yes, she's in South. Oh, right. He said, I just thought it was Ursula. No.
Yes. And that's why I say you guys have such a nice chemistry.
Yeah.
That even your husband, not even looking at the camera, can kind of feel that energy that you all have. And she's so right. I mean, how would I have met you or Ursula, everyone around the world? Yeah. YouTube allowed me to connect with people that I would have never.
It shrunk the world.
It did.
It shrunk it.
In a beautiful way.
Oh yeah, definitely. And he'll say, where are you off to today? I'd say, oh, I'm going to Alabama today, or I'm going to Georgia, or no, I'm going to Chicago because it's Sunday. It's Jeanette. Oh right, okay, And he said it's cheap travel, isn't it? I went, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
from my armchair.
It's so affordable, and that's why I always tell people subscribing is free. Thumbsing up is free. Make sure everybody thumbs up this live right here. It's free. It's free, guys. So take advantage of it.
Yeah. And I want to welcome everybody in the chat. Anybody that I've missed, I'm really sorry. But as you can see, we've got the beautiful Jeanette here with us today. Thank you to everybody. And I just want to know, has anybody got any questions for Jeanette? Would you be able to take a couple of questions, Jeanette?
Yes.
Yes. Sure. So has anybody got any questions? Oh, that's brilliant, Victor. Excellent. Wow, there's so many people here. Thank you all so very much for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, everybody. My husband will say, are your girlfriends on? Says Rita. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this planet is now a global village. Exactly, Ursula. Very, very well put. Jeanette, how long have you been crocheting? Says Miss Jeannie.
Oh wow. I've been crocheting. Ooh, it's been this long, almost 20 years.
Oh, lovely. Excellent. Hi,
Around
Chris. Welcome in.
20
Hi,
years.
Connie. And Priscilla says, hello, Priscilla. Is that your pattern for your do-rag? It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is a C to C. Well, it's a C to not C. So I started off with the C to C, and then I ended with double crochets. So I knew I was going to be on here with Linda, and Linda always looked beautiful. And so I just wanted to look at least halfway beautiful.
Oh, you
And
are
so I
beautiful.
whipped up this scarf here. So I just made a C to C, and then instead of closing it off with the other half of the C to C, I did double crochets and tied it in the back. So yes,
Excellent. That is gorgeous.
thank you.
Ursula says, can you tell us about your second channel, DOY Life, and why you decided to start that?
Yes. Okay, so I decided when I was doing this channel here, you don't know exactly what direction you actually going to go when you first starting your channel. Sometimes you can start off with crocheting, and next thing you're adding knitting, and next thing you adding different crafts, right? So what I did with this channel here, I was doing crocheting, and then I start venturing off to cooking and shopping and different things like that. And I noticed that my audience only wanted to see me with yarn or crochet, anything related to fiber. And so I said, you know what? I think I need to separate the two. And so that is the reason why I started the second channel, because I love to cook. I mean, I enjoy cooking so much. I enjoy shopping. I enjoy talking. A lot of times, different than crocheting. As much as we love our craft, we do have other things that we would like to talk about, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I was trying to blend it all in, but I would notice when I look at my numbers, I was like, no. And YouTube algorithm, I always say that name wrong, would let you know what your audience is interested in. And so they was not really interested in anything other than fiber art, crocheting, yarning, things related to
Yeah.
that. And so I said, let me start a second channel. What I used to call it DOY Eats, where I get to cook and share all my recipes. And then I was like, you know what? Let's make it live where it could be more broader, so you can just really
Yeah.
see other things that I, really enjoy doing besides crocheting, guys. I know it's my favorite. So yeah, that's why I started the second channel.
Uh-huh. And Connie said, I think it's Connie. Oh, yes. Connie says, who taught you to crochet, Jeanette?
It was a friend. It was a friend of mine. Actually, it was the young lady who was making the hats for my husband. Her sister taught me how to crochet. So it was a friend of ours that taught me how to crochet.
Lovely. And Sunita was really happy that you won her first giveaway.
Yay! Was that her first one? I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Marsha Lee, I don't know if she's still in here. That's Seeing Stitches Creation. Marsha Lee has been with me since the beginning. Marsha Lee from Seeing Stitches Creation won my 100 subscriber giveaway. She was the winner. She had a different name than that, but she was my winner. Yeah, so some people will really stick around for a very long time.
Yeah. I mean, I know Granny D's been with me since before I joined the community, and a lot of people, because I used to do yarn giveaways when I was, because I used to do a little bit of yarn when I was doing the mixed media, because I worked for a company that, I was sharing and sharing tutorials of how to use their products.
Okay.
So I was, I was still doing a little bit of knitting then. And so Granny D, Brenda Young, there's quite a few that used to come to my channel before I kind of jumped in feet first into the crochet community, or the fiber community as we call it.
Yes.
So yeah, so I think that's everybody. Yeah, Ursula said it's because we love the content creator and want to know more about them. What does Jeanette eat? Where does Jeanette shop, etc. So it makes sense to start another channel, which is good.
Yeah.
They're loving your do-rag, your lovely thing. Is it called a do-rag, or have I said it wrong?
You know what? You know what? There's so many different names for it. I didn't start calling it a do-rag until Granny D. We always just call it a scarf.
Yeah.
A head scarf. We would call it a head scarf, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
now they've been kind of categorized as do-rags, but whatever your definition.
Whatever, people call a cowl, a scarf,
yes.
A neck wrap, Mimi, hello, Mimi. She said, are any of your children or your sisters crocheters?
Okay, so I taught my daughter how to crochet, and she knows how to crochet, but she's so not into it. She'd do it if I make her, and I don't want to make her do it. When I first started crocheting, I was crocheting only for my family. It was just for us, my immediate family. And everybody would love what I came up with, which was shocking to me. I was like, don't nobody want to buy this. I'm not even sure what I was doing, but I guess people was really enjoying what I was making, and I started selling it. And then I would get so many orders in. So I had to teach my daughter how to crochet, but she does know how to crochet, but she's just not that interest right now.
Yeah, maybe later on as she gets older. Yeah.
Right now she's spoiled by me. I make her everything. I made a cardigan. She came in my house and she took it. She goes in my room and see the hats and scarves that I make, and she takes it all. So she figures she doesn't have to crochet. Mommy's gonna make it, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it.
And Ivy B, hi Ivy B. There we are, Ivy. It's done. I've done it.
Awesome.
She loves that Jeanette will always be the first to comment on my videos. Thank you, Jeanette. And that's really sweet.
Yes, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah. And Ursula, I think, knows of it as a bandana. I only know it as a bandana. Yes. Hi, everyone coming in. I think they started calling it do-rag when men started wearing them. Oh, when men started wearing them. It started calling them do-rags when men started wearing them. Tell us about the crochet creations that you sell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what? A lot of things that I sell, I created accidentally. When I was telling you about how much I love garments and different things like that, I actually learned how to make garments accidentally. I made one time a skirt, but I was trying to make something else, and I just seamed up the side, and I said, wow, I have a skirt here. So a lot of my garments that I sell starts
out as one thing and finishes another.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. And so once I did that, it seemed like, wow, you can really get this yarn to go wherever you like. You could just play around with things. And what I love about crocheting is once you do frog it, it doesn't lose anything. Knitting probably a little bit different from what I hear. But when you frog and crocheting, if you mess up something, it's a little bit more easier to catch back on. So when I'm making dresses and skirts and sweaters and pantses, and I did my own fashion show back in 2017. And I made men's wearables along with ladies' wearables. In this fashion show, Linda and everyone, I created everything. So I was a machine. And that really, when I did that, I used to always watch different crochet shows, and it really inspired me to do my own fashion show. And when I did that, I didn't want to replicate anyone. I
No.
wanted to be original. I wanted to really just put my stamp of crocheting on here. And that's what I did when I did my fashion show. And if you guys never seen it, it is in my videos. And so that's how I got started with the garments, but it's endless what you could do with a hook and thread.
Yeah, it is, and kind of, and the sense of a sense of accomplishment after it.
It is.
Whether you've followed a pattern or you've not followed a pattern, the sense of achievement after you've finished a project, whether it's a hat, socks, booties, blanket, whatever, the sense of achievement. You look at it and you think, I did that. I did that. Yay!
You hold it up and like, wow, I did that.
Yeah.
It's
Go
inspiring.
girl.
It's inspiring.
Yeah.
Let me show somebody this so they can get inspired as well. So absolutely.
Yeah. And Diane's a red heart girl as well. And Priscilla, hi Katya, said that fashion show was so inspiring, Jeanette.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And it was so much fun too.
Yeah, Vicky has always used red heart because when I started crocheting ages ago, that's all they had. Recently, I've been using Big Twist and Karen 1-pounder. Excellent. Hello, Lashira. Yarn Sheila. I only joined YouTube a few months ago and I'm blown away by so many kind, inspiring, encouraging ladies, and only recently discovered beautiful Jeanette. So thank you all. You're more than welcome, Sheila. More than welcome. Oh, where has my Crojo gone? Oh, where can it be? Says Ashley. Do you ever get stopped and asked where you get your garments from when you wear them, Sarah Moose says?
Absolutely. And I think you need to wear your garments if you're a seller or if you're not, but I do always get stopped. Did you make that? And I'd be like, absolutely. And it is available.
Yes, definitely.
I love getting stopped. I love getting asked because when you creating something yourself, you want someone to notice it that it's handmade.
Yeah, of course you do.
Versus machine wash. So yes, I love it. I do all the time.
Excellent. Yeah. And it's always nice to get compliments on the pieces that you make, especially when you wear them and that. I remember when I wore one of my sweaters and they were like, oh, wow, did you make that? I went, yes. And it's really you just think, oh, yeah, somebody's commented, somebody likes it. Other than my husband. And your husband has to say he likes it.
Right. He better say he likes it.
I know, he better.
Yes, I love it.
Yes, exactly, Bridget. Bridget says stopping traffic is the best feeling ever.
Stopping traffic.
Excellent.
Yes.
So I think that's all from us. Hold on. Ursula, she's still here. What's your favorite thing to make only wearables? Have you ever made blankets? Of course.
Of course. Yes, I have made enough blankets. No, I make blankets. I like to make, when I'm making blankets, I like to have a person in mind. I think that's my motivation. I have blankets that I made just to be making them. And I can't wait to get done with them because I don't have like anybody in mind to like give it to. But when I make blankets and I have someone in mind, it makes me so happy. I put so much love.
And it flows quicker. I mean,
it grows and it makes you want to keep going for it. Or I'll cut it short and say, put it for a lap blanket. But when I have someone in mind, it really does pushes me to make bigger.
Yeah. I mean, when I joined, it was like I jumped on the bandwagon. Everybody's doing blankets, I'll do blankets. And then I saw other channels doing knitting and I thought, well, I can knit. Why don't I combine the two for my channel?
Yeah.
And then I realized that I'm not a blanket girl. And as you said, Jeanette, the blanket has got to be for somebody.
Yes. Or
Otherwise, it's just going to sit there, and I literally have to make sure that I get these mosaic. And the only reason these mosaic blankets are getting done, guys, is because I know at the end of the month I have to show my progress. If I didn't, they would still be sat there.
They'll be parked somewhere.
Yeah, they'd be parked till
Park it over there.
Do whatever. Jeannie says, what advice? Oops, that went. What advice would you give to someone who has lost their Crojo to get it back? I know we all lose it sometimes.
Oh yeah, I lose it. Mine's go on vacation with no notice. It's
mine just.
It just go. Like, what happened? I have no motivation. But as soon as I get on YouTube, watching everybody work and seeing different things, that usually help bring it back. But anytime that I lose my Crojo, I always find a small project to work on.
Yeah.
And the smallest project that I like to work on are making like hats and cows. Those are mindless types of project. It doesn't have any counting. It's just, it's kind of mindless. And that can help you get your Crojo back. Starting off with something small. I don't care what that item is that's small to help bring your Crojo back. Mine's is always making a hat. I'm like, okay, let me just make a hat really quick to get my Crojo back, because obvious you went on vacation without giving me notice.
Yeah. I usually find, for me personally, when I lose my Crojo, I like watching. I like going down the Pinterest hole.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've been down that hole many a times. Yes.
And then I'll kind of find something and then go on YouTube and see if there's any tutorials about it, and then it just snowballs from there and that.
Yes. So it is a snowball effect. Yes.
Yeah, and then when the snowball effect happens, and then your Crojo comes back, your Crojo says you're doing this, and you're thinking, hold on a minute, take a step back. All right, your Crojo's back, but let's just, you've got one pair of hands.
Yeah, true. Not absolutely true. True.
So welcome in everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We're about to head on out now. I want to thank Jeanette so very, very much. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. And I hope everybody else enjoyed it as well. I thank you, each and every one of you, for being here, for all the thumbs up, for your comments, for taking part. And I just want to say, do you want to stay? Just be, when we leave, can you just stay a couple of minutes?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to love you and leave you guys. As I always say, take care, stay safe, but more importantly, be kind to you. And until the next video.